So same thing, like for that prodigal son story, bro, it's like he dipped off, probably did some crazy stuff, came back, still a son.
And one thing, right? Prodigal son, people realize is when you look at the context of the story and the times that they're referring to, the worst thing he did wasn't even the wild stuff. Back then, when you were to ask for your inheritance, that's like saying, I wish death upon you. You're dead in my eyes. Because the kids didn't get that inheritance like that until the father died. So for it to be like, yo, I want this is like, you want to treat it as if I'm dead right now. Look right in your father's eye, and you're like, I'm truly walking away.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well be 6 feet right now. I'm gone. Don't expect nothing when I leave here.
Yeah.
That's the biggest step of apostasy you can have. And the father still is out there, they say, every day.
Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And that's the thing, brother. That's the thing that starts to just enliven my heart. I start seeing God as a loving God, a gracious God, a bigger God, which for me was such a juxtaposition because I thought that's what the doctrine of God's sovereignty had given me. I thought I already had a big God in my head. That's why I was like, God's sovereignty. Start really shrinking God down in size. I was like, in the extra note song, Scattered Tulips. That's what I was getting at. I'm like, the way they teaching God is big really makes him small.
Yeah.
And when I started learning this conversation, that's what started helping me see God as big as he, you know what I'm saying?
Really is.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, oh my goodness, God is, he's in the thick of this mug through all, because what I was doing was I had us floating in some sort of range. It's like in this Calvinistic bubble, you have to behave at this range. Maybe you can kind of dip a little bit here, but you better get it together and come back up in this range.
Yep.
And then when you look at people who might be way down here off into some other stuff, you're thinking ain't no way they Christians. And that's sort of the squeaky clean range, that this facade that everybody's floating up here. And that's sort of what we talked about a few seconds ago. It's the lie of somebody's actually accomplishing that kind of righteousness on earth. You start believing that. You start thinking, man, that pastor, like I remember hearing a popular Reformed pastor say, you know, some of us have you know, an A plus. I mean, I didn't say A plus. Some of us can have an A minus in sanctification. Some of us can have a B minus in sanctification.
That's wild.
And he put this letter on it as if you can get to those high grades.
We all have students.
And that's the point. It's like, no, you can't. You know what I'm saying? But there's this facade that some people are really floating up here at this high peak performance of holiness and sanctification.
We're trying to achieve it, like they really can get there.
Right. And then you look way low on people, and you just detest people that, oh, he struggled with that. They still going here. They still doing this. It's just like, oh, they definitely can't be saved on that level. You know what I'm saying?
I had a moment one time, you know what I'm saying? I ain't time to go around crying that much.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
You be crying, bro.
Not here though, you know what I'm saying?
It's
But
love,
if I need to. But nah, I was in Vegas, we were out, this lady, she just cooks food and pops up on a corner, and this girl, we under a table start feeding the homeless. You know what I'm saying? And I'm there one time, she invited me to go out there with her, you know, and there was this homeless dude, you know what I'm saying? I mean, dude was on fire for the Lord, bro. Like, all he talked about was Jesus. That's all he talked about. That's all he cared about. Like, yo, this, that, yo, you. And I'm looking like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? He might have had a drug problem. He might have, you know what I'm saying? Like, but his love and his passion and his zeal, and he's like, yeah, I got this little Bible, this and that. I tried to give him a little Bible, I went back down there the next time, but he was so on fire for the Lord, and it's like, I can't look down on him. Like, imagine if he was on dope or something happened in his life traumatically or tragically or whatever, and this is his station right now.
Yeah.
I can't be like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You might go get high tonight. You know what I'm saying? Or
and if you get high tonight, I can't call you the son of God.
Right. Yeah. This dude was on fire. That's all he wanted to talk about. I'm trying to give him a hot dog and some spaghetti, and he's like, you know Jesus loves you, right? Yeah, man, I know that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, I got my car driving home, I cried. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like this guy has nothing. And he's thanking the Lord for that nothing. He's thanking the Lord for every little bit he gets. And he's literally homeless.
Yeah. I thought that same. Oh.
No, I'm saying I agree with you. Like, or we were saying, you look down on people like you're not achieving the sanctification like I am, this and that. And it shook me. It's like, really?
Yeah.
You think that you're doing better than these other people. But check it out. The person who has less than you, who has a harder life than you, the Job of this world, is still singing praises and dancing for me. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just amazing when you shake it up and you're like, nah, check it out.
Yeah.
You're not pulling it off, and neither is he, but God's there for both of us.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the same thing I thought about DMX, bro.
Good, bro.
Like DMX was the prime example of that for me when I started seeing certain things.
Yeah.
And I was like, dog, I think we looking at fruit the wrong way, right? Because I saw his Breakfast Club interview, right? And for a lot of people, he was a man that was on drugs. He cursed a lot. He was aggressive. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was doing a lot of things. On a Breakfast Club interview, I remember hearing him talk about, he started talking about, because Charlemagne is always the one that, like, he was like, he loves spirituality so much, he wants to talk about it with the person that he knows
is spiritual.
Is spiritual and will talk about it. So when DMX was there, he brought it up. He was like, yo, man, like, you're a very spiritual person. And so DMX was like, well, yeah. And he started talking about the qualifications for what people feel like is a relationship with God. And for DMX, he was like, you know what I mean? People say that you can't, bro, who are you to talk about God or to talk about salvation or to talk about Christianity when you out here, you on these drugs, you doing this, you doing that. And DMX was like, well, yeah, but that's when I need him the most. Woo!
Yeah.
Like that's when I need him. And bro, that hit me in a way.
Yeah, me too.
That it just, like, I'm like, bro, I feel like we looking at fruit the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's the fruit.
Yeah.
It's the reliance. It's the yeah, you might see me pop some pills, right?
Yeah.
And you might say to yourself, because he popped them pills, I can't give him Christianity, right? But what you should be looking at is, oh, if he said he confessed, if he said that blah blah blah, if he was baptized, if he was this, if he was that, right?
Let me serve my brother and see how I can help him.
Let me see how I can help him, right?
Dang.
Because that's the thing, right? When the prodigal son dipped, I don't think the father even asked the question of what he did when he was gone. Doesn't matter, right?
Restore you.
Yeah.
What can we do about this?
Yeah.
It's not about what you did out there. It's about what you did about this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, yo, let's just get back to our relationship.
It was the simplicity of faith. Whatever his grandmother was communicating to him is what God used to give him that gift of faith.
Yeah.
And that gift is extra. No, it came outside of him. You know what I'm saying? And when that gift came to him from God, he laid hold of them promises.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he never let them go.
That's always claiming to.
I say before you go, check that extra note.